Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I told you 2 minutes and it's actually 4. Oh my gosh, I'm running so slow. I could say things like I'm a lifetime Chicago, but that doesn't matter because this man is the lifetime Chicago. I've published him in CC&D, it's appeared also in collection books and date books, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what collection he's putting together for you this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Please give it up for Janet Pendergast.
Post-war, pre-war, Cold War baby. Post-Arbenz-Mustad Day. Post-Korea, pre-Castro Bay of Pigs, Vietnam. You slide, crawl on the rug, grab a stuffed rabbit. A game on the radio. A 3-letter man, twice all-American. He flies out to center. Pureed plums on your chin. You bang your hands on the tray, your brother, your sister, out the door, to a movie, to a birthday party. Post-war, pre-war, Cold War baby. Voice on the radio, cursing un-Americans. Daily news on the kitchen table. Sports section open. Your father cursing another Yankee pennant. Takes tiny spoon, scoops plums from your chin, tells you good stuff. Your cousin stops by, 4 years from a draft notice. You hold up your stuffed rabbit. Your cousin rubs your head, asks, who's that? You try to say, Ricky. Post-war, pre-war, Cold War baby. Door opens, closes. Dan from across the hall, flipping burgers, dipping fries at John's, pulling them out crisp, golden brown. He's home from there. Post-war, pre-war, Cold War baby. Post-bop, pre-fusion baby. A dog outside howling. You stir in your crib. Is that dog answering a slow, intense horn from Clark Street Lounge? The one with Bird Lives magic markered in the washroom. Bird Lives painted on the garage door across from the alley, from your bedroom window. Muddy Waters, Bo Diddley, Howlin' Wolf, Rock the Nighttime. Post-war, pre-war, Cold War baby. Your building, half your block, 10 to 12 years from a bulldozer. Pre-regentrification baby. James Dean accelerates, becomes a blur, crashes with turnip seed. Steering wheel stabs him. You pull on your crib bars, start to rise, slip down. Post-war, pre-war, Cold War baby. Okay, as Joffrey mentioned, tomorrow is Hiroshima Day. This is called Open Letter to Sadako Sasaki. Part 1. The August that you were 2, a large chunk of metal with a tail called Little Boy hit your city, tossed you out of your home 3 days before Fat Man hit Nagasaki. But you lived to run the fastest in your school when you were age 10. Lived to feel your blood turn pale, legs turn purple, full paper cranes. Before your last meal with family and friends by your hospital bed. The October you were 12 and I was 7 months. Your statue holds a metal crane with raised arms, standing on stone structure taller than an Olympic podium, hollow in the middle, in Hiroshima Peace Park, dedicated in 1958. In Seattle Peace Park, dedicated in 1990, you hold a crane with left arm and leg forward, as if you were taking a stride. A chain of smaller cranes, multicolored like Olympic rings, draped over your upper body. If I were a sculptor, a track meet medal would also drape your neck. that a lump grew on when you were 11. Part 2. My first summer games memory is from Rome 1960. Long jumpers landing in sand. I wonder now if a jumper's imprint is like the one left by a vaporized body if the stadium were ground zero. You would have been 17. I remember Tokyo 1964, October, the month you died. Gary Gubner from NYU, arms raised in a completed clean and jerk, shot put sailing from his shoulder. I imagine you at age 21, running in the same stadium. If I were a painter, I would portray you in a lighter, shadowy image on a track with opponents and teammates, a crane flying above the shot put. I see your spirit on the podium in Mexico City, 1968, wearing a medal made of iron shrapnel, glass from a shattered window and a hint of blood, and an eye of a gunned-down marcher in the middle. Part 3. Fukushima, quake, tsunami, power plant explosion. Images on my TV. I see a young girl running through streets near Fukushima, another near Chernobyl. Are T cells growing inside their bodies? Can any treatment defeat them? Is your spirit with them? Will they be nameless because these disasters were from sort of accidental explosions? Thank you. This appeared somewhere in Blue Collar Review during 2014. A piece, a part of the land, of the composition, the conversation, the script. Can we have peace with a part of a hide roadside? Is it the same color as your hide? Should it matter? Do you have a reservation at the only we can get in? Do you live on a reservation? Land parceled into allotments from community fields, torn from mining? Do you live in a township? Remember needing permission to leave? Do you attend a township high school in northern Cook County, mega farm-sized campus? Does your hide ride to work in a limousine, on a subway, on a bus, a coal train, a self-driven trap? Can painted potted flower on a window hide that no one lives inside? Can we have peace if some have no part, deciding the subject, the verb, sentenced to badlands, to slums, prisons, allowed no lines, just a fragment, a drowned out note? Thank you. Okay, I purposely am reading this because my co-feature is a visual artist. Hope you appreciate some of the references. The director, part 1. She stands next to someone in a tweed suit and tie, says, yes, this structure is modeled after an Escher woodcut. The money never came in for the roof to the tower. Only the dressing rooms are sheltered. Actors emerge descending stairs in costume, some bird or fish-like, some court jester-like, some appear faceless from my vantage point. Part 2. They enter VVG's all-night cafe, trade a few quiet words. A jester and the bartender barista point to each other laughing. The director chants a phrase. A couple rise from the table, take cue sticks. Balls roll on bright orange felt. She lifts her arm, opens, closes hand once. Someone emerges, I think, from the kitchen, strums, sings, next to the pool table. Musician's face seems to form more distinctly. She extends her arms at shoulder length. and shoulder height. A birdman descends from the balcony I had not noticed before. Somehow lands softly. A cop walks through the door, asks, "Do you have a license?" The director lifts a paper from her floor-length gown. I thought she had been wearing a shorter, more casual dress. The reporter loosens her tie, asks one of the jesters to dance when the cop has driven away. Their steps are artful stumble, Chaplin-esque. I wonder, was the cop fooled? Or did I see him earlier in a different costume? How are we on time?
I think you're just about halfway done, love.
Okay, Blues Train picks up speed away from cities, whistling long, high-ending notes. The wheels eclipse percussion. Blues Train takes a wide turn. Blues Train rambling slowly over a slopey terrain. A river in view. Did an ancient traveler ford the Mississippi, the Missouri, the Rio Grande, and think of the Nile, the Senegal? Blues Train infused the bloodstream, soothed the tired muscles of the shiploaders. Blues Train lubricate the joints of the dancers, pool players, and the coupling lovers outside the sight lines of the window gazers. This is a nod to Janet, because she published this. Janet published a few things that several other publishers, who of course have no taste, rejected. This is called Thoughts on Doma and Domes. Do Ma and Pa need an act of Congress to stay together? With the act, will the act steer the children straight? Or will alien thoughts, temptations, leak through skulls like water through church domes, Capitol domes? Dom and Nate hold signs saying, "One man, one woman." Trixie walks by, asks, "Who the man? Who the woman?" I'll read it at chocolate. Sure. Okay. I'll read that at chocolate. Go ahead and break, because I wanted to do another nod to my co-feature. This is called Immersed in a Max Ernst Exhibit. Seeing this one work online last night inspired me to do this. Okay. Mentally retracing my physical and dream steps, my eyes roam. State green, slate green, light brown, dark rustic red, wall, floor, exit gate, or is it some other furniture? I wonder, am I in a studio, gallery, or theater? Hint of hollow door handles suspended in air. Stage right. Is the kitchen on the other side? Or are the aromas a mirage? Bag-headed woman, her body shiny light blue, turning stage left, arm extended to her partner. Right hand on hip, legs appear marble-like, her eye turned to the audience. Her partner's eye on her, from side of marble-like head, covered in lace, mask-like, attached to long garment. Crossed legs suspended on the side. The legs uncross, rise, soft shoe across the floor. Exit stage right, emerge, with torso and head attached. I squint, looking for strings. Was it animation or image projected from my own inner eye? piano, guitar play abruptly. Dancer struts to front stage center. Legs kicking abruptly. Thank you. Okay, if you don't mind, I'd like to just use the last minute or two to make a few announcements. Tomorrow is Hiroshima Day, and every third Sunday in August, Athletes United for Peace holds the Sadako Sasaki Memorial Heat of Summer Run. And this year, that's Sunday, August 16th. I'd like to invite any of you, whether you're runners or not, because you could walk the 5K if you like, or walk some and run some. That's what Sheila does. Or if you'd just like to join us for breakfast. We honor the memory of Sadako Sasaki, who, for her legs had grown to adulthood, might have been an Olympian, and we'll never know. So Sunday, August 16th, please come to Heartland Cafe, 7070 North Glenwood, by 8 a.m. Also, I hope to see some of you at the Roots Room this Friday evening. Doors open at 7 a.m. at 5203 North Kimball Avenue, in the North Park, on the border of North Park and Albany Park, near Chicago Public Library, Northeastern Illinois, Channel 11, Von Steuben High School. Okay, and also in 2 weeks, Janet will be featuring at Let There Be Chocolate 2020 North Damon, and if you're...
5,000.
Okay, I'm sorry,
You're at 2020 Oakley right now.
5306 North Damon Avenue. Good thing I didn't have that second pint. Okay, and if you're not tired when the Poetry Love Letter is over with at 9 o'clock, why not head on over to the Roots Room again, where it's variety night, open mic. Okay, anyway, I've talked enough, and it's Dina's turn. Thank you very much.
While he's cleaning up his papers, I'm going to say, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you get on over here, Mr. Man. Because you got paper here. Come here, you got your stuff here. I'm just going to run. I don't think that was loud enough. Give it up one more time. Right here. Okay, now I never even thought of what I would say about our next feature this evening. When I started coming to this poetry open mic, which this poetry open mic was run at the time by Charlie Newman and not by the founder, David Rubin, and it was at the cafe. This one would be coming there. I've known this woman since basically my re-emergence in the poetry scene after I was moved and married and returned. And she wasn't around for a while, and she's able to start coming back, and I'm really, really thrilled that on my last evening as a host, I get to introduce this very lovely lady. Please, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for a great feature from Dina Stuart. Awesome. How do we fix this? Because I don't know how to use my microphone stand.
Are we good? Are we good? We're good. Okay, first of all, I was just asked to remind everybody that the Beach Poets are on Sunday at 12 o'clock at Loyola Beach.
Thank you.
I knew I was forgetting something.
Okay, so anyways, I'm a little tired, and it's been a long time, not a long time, but a lot of time since I've done this, so I think I need to wake up. So what I need from you guys, if anybody remembers this, when I put my hand up, you say, mashed potatoes. Okay, are we ready?
Okay.
I want to be a plate of mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes.
Hot steamy butter melting down my middle. Mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes.
I would be a perfect side dish, a compliment to every entree. People would pour gravy over me.
Mashed potatoes.
Now you may ask me why I would want to be a plate of mashed potatoes. Because you see, tonight at dinner, I watched my lover scoop, lift, blow, lick, taste, devour, and I can't wait to be his plate of mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes.
Gives a new meaning to doing the mashed potato. On the day I disappeared, there were sirens splitting the summer sky in warning of unseen weather disaster. On the day I disappeared, disaster hung in the air like a rotting tree branch hangs on a once healthy tree. On the day I disappeared, the neighbor upstairs announced she must euthanize her schnauzer. And while I love dogs, on the day I disappeared, I knew I would not mourn the neighbor's noisy schnauzer for more than a silent second or two. On the day I disappeared, that predicted disaster never yielded a storm. Instead, the sunlight slammed through our living room window, leaving shards of tomorrow scattered all over the floor and lodged deep under my skin. On the day I disappeared, my skin felt so sharp, I asked the neighbor if I could please ride with her and her schnauzer. On the day I disappeared, I sat in the neighbor's car, thinking of you and the insensitive summer sun. On the day I disappeared, the neighbor's schnauzer asked me if I agreed that summer is the best time in which to die. On the day I disappeared, I ignored the schnauzer's grin, waited for a traffic light, escaped the speeding car of death. On the day I disappeared, I stumbled onto a sidewalk, bloody from unseen sun shards, chased by hanging disaster, and plagued by the raging sense that somewhere a dog had died. Playing ball. In a single seat on the top level of a speeding train, a young boy takes a rubber ball, and no larger than a frog's eye, and the same color. Pop! Smack! The child's hazel eyes follow the path of his green-gray rubber ball. Pop! Crack! Whiz! Past passengers' heads. He rises from his seat, hops down the aisle, and crawls on hands and knees to retrieve the ball from under the feet of a woman. I should step on you, she hisses. Then maybe you'll sit still, you little toad. He throws the ball against the metal suitcase carrier above the bottom level of the speeding train. Thunk, splat, the ball connects with metal, then stays. Sways on the edge of the carrier. The child stretches over the rail between the top level and the bottom level of the speeding train to reach the green-gray orb. He steps onto the ledge, onto the edge of the rail to reach the seemingly unreachable green-gray rubber ball, no bigger than a frog's eye, and the same color. The woman stops her tirade to clutch her chest. She leans forward as the boy stretches over the thin rail. His tiny fingers turn red, then white from the effort to keep his grip on the metal rail. Ah! He screams. Thunk, splat, he catches the ball right as it slips off the edge of the metal suitcase carrier. Then he turns and tosses it right between the woman's eyes. Whiz, pop. I have you wrapped around my little finger with a string of gold that I spin around with a cloying hold, and I spin, you spin, we spin out of control. I have you wrapped around my ring finger and a band of gold by vows I'm told until we're home alone, and I hate you. You love me. You hate me. Don't leave me. And we're out of control. I stay with you because the sex is good. You stay with me because you think you should. And we're out of control. Spinning out. Your passion, my fears, the anger, your tears. I have you wrapped around my middle finger. And we're out of control because we turn hot, then cold, and I spin, and you spin, and you spin, and we're spinning, we're spinning, we're spinning out.
How are we on time? You're like halfway done.
All
lady.
right.
You're like halfway done, lady.
Trying to do some of your favorites. Thank you, Eve. Dearest Eve, I want to thank you, the sinner who plunged us all into mortality and following that fig leaf incident, incited a millennia of poor fashion sense. Thank you, Eve, you who ate the fabled forbidden fruit, dishonored God, and banished us from Eden. Thank you, Eve. You were the first cunt. Brave, tough, free, your curiosity killed the control a male deity imposed. You, Eve, defied the unspoken mandate that woman must be beneath man. You chose to reach up and grab what you wanted, eat without remorse, and even think of Adam's hunger, offering him some. You, Eve, provided Adam's first pleasure, paved the way for procreation, raised 3 children and a husband in a whole new world you helped to civilize. You, Eve, were the quintessential cunt. The forerunner of female sexuality, you offered up the first female orgasm while maintaining your faith in a preconceived, phallus-possessing God. And you accomplished all that without wearing an underwire bra. In proper cunt-like fashion, you, Eve, gave women the moxie to discover her destiny and ultimate connection with divinity, while remaining the ever-devoted extension of Adam's rib. You embody cunt. Creative, undaunted, noble treasure. So thank you, Eve. Because of you, I proudly wear this moniker of cunt, meant by misinformed misogynists to shame woman. With you as my muse, I can flaunt my femininity with dignity and bravery while crushing conniving snakes beneath my feet. I proudly personify cunt, leaving my underwire bra in the laundry basket and my fig leaf on the bathroom floor. I'm a little disorganized, but I have poetry, so I guess that's good. Okay. This is another one that you like. Poem written from book titles. Strange woman. If you can't beat them, use a bigger stick. Yesterday I cried. Blink, blink, apologize, apologize, the reliable wife. This was it, my horizontal life. Revelation, men really are shit. Run, baby, run, finally free, get a life. Where do I begin? The new mood therapy. Eat, pray, love. Breathe again. At last, I'm alive. Oh, can I do two more?
Yes, you can.
They're quick. Okay.
No, you've got 5-10 minutes are good. Go.
Oh, okay. This one was actually part of, I can't think of the name of it. We do it, the Poetry Pentathlon.
Yep.
Okay. And this was supposed to be a rant, and I wrote it on the way to the Poetry Pentathlon, which is what I do with most of my poetry. 3 of the pieces I read today were like written right before I got here, or at least like within the last like 12 hours. But this one was a rant about a woman, or excuse me, a young girl on a bus. Whatever happened to public decency? Or 8 things I'd like to say to the girl with the smartphone, surgically attached to her left palm. Number 1, this is a bus, and you are in public. This is not your daddy's car. The bus driver is not your personal servant, so please kindly stop talking on your phone and board the bus. The other 30 passengers and the bus driver can't wait for you. 2, I understand young and entitled, but yelling, why can't I pay just $1, please, I only have 8 blocks to go, will not win you points with the bus driver. 3, no points for stomping your foot and calling the bus driver a bitch. 4, subjecting passengers to your tearful cell phone tirade of, why are you so mean? I hate you. No, I don't mean that. I don't hate you. I love you, bae. Should result in ejection from said bus. Number 5. About that adorable little nickname, bae. It is not an abbreviated form of baby. However, it is a Dutch word. It does mean shit. And does that bae of yours know you're calling him shit? Number 6. Sweetie, don't multitask. Walking and texting for you is pretty much the same as breathing and thinking for the rest of us. You can't do the same things together. So don't even try. 7. Walking into me while texting, then telling me to move my pathetic little ass was so sweet of you. It's been a really long time since anyone has called my ass pathetically cute or little. See, number 8. See you tomorrow. Oh, please do bring that smartphone and your attitude. They're both so entertaining. How much time?
You're fine. You've got. How are we on time? You've got 7 minutes. My
Okay, then let me do one on my phone. Yes, I have one on my phone. Talk among yourselves while I figure out what my pass number is.
That's the thing. Every open mic like this usually has people that come in on pages, and they will always also have something that's going to be. I'm going to read this off my tablet. I'm going to read this off my phone. So this makes it complete. So
Yes. Okay. Thoughts I have about the moment you abandoned we. Be honest now. Honesty is necessary and desired here. Was your contentment merely a myth you contemplated late in my love for you? You and I did not yet sum up to 15 years, nor had the raven-haired girl yet figured in. I promised you that we would never lose sight of the moon. You promised me that if I asked, you would have the moon inhabit our living room. The moon promised us nothing but brief relief from vacant nights. What will happen when the world witnesses this death? The raven will be glad to become me, the moon to become your contentment, I to inhabit each night vacant. A poet has lost her myth. A fool has lost his pale bird. And I have lost my brilliant moon and the ability to ignore the wound and the gauze that disguises its vacancy. Be honest now. How do you define regret? I'll make this one my last one.
Okay.
And I just wrote this one today, so we'll see how it goes. These rough draft things aren't always good. I trek outside to hunt for innocuous verse. To my amazement, everything is fodder for poetry. The trash in the alley becomes a symbol of that part of me I haven't personified yet. The wall across the street shouts, "There are 20 reasons why a cemetery is a sonnet." The scratch on my leg from the broken branch that tripped me is now bleeding hyperbole. Every truck spouts onomatopoeia in my face. Even the wind conspires to turn every gust into a gazelle. The CTA is a smile and a simile, moody as an unfed baby. Each encounter mimics metaphor. Neighbors rant, children recite soliloquy. The city's connotations have fried my concentration. I can't stand another minute of this noise. Oh, fabulous. I only live a few meters from here. I guess I could get home on foot. I'm gonna stay here.
Yes, you are.
Uh-oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't think it was loud enough. That wasn't it. Please give it up, Dina Stuart.
I just wanted you to actually be up here for your applause.
Aww. Thank you.
And because I've got a couple copies and you want reading material, here's an old copy of Down in the Dirt, so please have it and just, I'm not in it, it's just something to do. And actually, you can pass this along. John won this as a prize at Let Me Chocolate a month ago or something for writing things in, and he had this great idea since we were going to be leaving that people could write little messages if you had anything to say. And I know a lot of you have already written stuff, but I know you haven't. And in case you wanted to write something, I'm going to pass it to you. I want the book back, so so you can take that with you and write something down, and that'd be triple plus awesome. Sure, thank you.
And now I have to remember something about the future features, which I'm not going to be hosting. But in 2 weeks, on August 19th, we have Eric Esden, whom you heard earlier, and our new host, Dave Getchick, will also be a feature for the evening. So first of all, let's give them a round of applause, because they're going to be saying a great thing here. I hate to leave. There's a thin chance that if I am here in 4 weeks, which would be Wednesday, September 2nd, I would be joining co-host Bob Rashkow for a feature night here at Gallery Cabaret. And I have no idea what's after that for who the open mic things are, or the features are, because your new host will give you all of that information. But I want to thank each and every one of you for being a great part of this and for helping me share in this little gift to the city, because this has been wonderful, and I thank you all so very much.